What's up guys, welcome back to the channel. It's the branded dude, and guys, I have a new replay here for you guys. We are going up against Ryzeal Mitsurugi, so I believe this is the first replay I have of this deck. So I wanted to show you guys this because one, obviously we need to see how branded can do against this matchup, and obviously I would discuss with you ways where branded could potentially be in a difficult position, but also how to play against his deck and where to do what, so we can, slow them down or break the board. So yeah, I'm not trying to say this is like more of a replay. It's also more of a discussion as well, but it's one of the two, and this is the first replay I have against this deck. So let me show it to you, and I think you guys would see how game one was actually really crazy. So yeah, in the rock paper scissors here, opponent won and he chose to go first. Opening hands, you see we open Aluba, Mercuria, Eclipse, Allure of Darkness, and Grass. So you know guys, this is a really good hand. Allure and to banish Mercuria and draw 2, and we have Grass. Guys, this hand is phenomenal. Opponent opens the Knight's Sword Serpent, the Ritual, Bonfire, another copy of the Mitsurugi Ritual, and the Ritual monster. I'm not gonna bother saying the name, but yeah, basically the negate. So yeah, now because we don't have any hand traps, my opponent is going to be able to just play and go full combo. If we had Ash and an Imperm, I think that would have stopped his plays quite quickly. But anyways, yeah, so opponent is going first here guys, so obviously he's going to do his plays. So yeah, Ryzeal Mitsurugi, the Ryzeal engine locks them into Xyz monsters, but the Mitsurugi engine doesn't lock them into anything, so it's a really easy splashable engine just to add it in. So yeah, opponent can start off with all his Ryzeal plays. Just obviously I'm not fast forwarding the Ryzeal plays combo because I do have quite a bit to discuss here. So yeah guys, just do be a little patient with me. But yeah, the Ryzeal player was doing a lot of summoning here. I was worried that he was just going into Nibiru, like he was just comboing off right into Nibiru really hard here. So yeah, but luckily we don't have any hand traps. So obviously the ways to beat this deck is obviously if you have Imperm, save it for Duo Drive. It does depend on whether they start off with the Mitsurugi engine first, because then even if you do use hand traps and the Ritual monster is already on the field, then you're gonna have to basically lose 2 cards, obviously assuming you have 1 hand trap, and then if you want it to resolve, you're gonna have to discard a card. But yeah, anyways, yeah, so the opponent goes into Detonator. He then summons Node discards the Night Sword Serpent. Night Sword Serpent doesn't trigger here because it was sent to cast and not by card effect, so it cannot reborn itself because Node sends a card and then you target a Ryzeal monster as cost. So yeah, the Night Sword Serpent doesn't trigger to summon itself, but because he has so many rank 4s, he overlays into Abyss Dweller, which is a pain for us because we do play Grass, and obviously we do need our graveyard a lot. We rely on it quite a bit. So now all these monsters are here. Now he starts with the Mitsurugi Ritual monster, where he summons the Ritual from hand, and then he sends the attributing 2 reptile monsters from hand, deck, or field, whose level equals. So he sends the 2 Mitsurugi monsters, where he's going to summon both, and then he also because the Ritual monster was summoned, he can, I think this one says if this card is tributed, you can add one. I don't know, something here is activating, if I remember. If this card is tributed, you can add one, something, whatever the case is. Either that was a misplay from him or something. But anyways, the weird part here is that I thought my opponent was going to add the Mitsurugi trap. I think which one is it? I'm not sure. Is it any of these? This one, if it's summoned, you can just basically add a card that is engraved or banish. This one, if it's summoned, you can add a spell or trap from your deck to your hand. So I thought my opponent was going to use this effect to search. I don't know, I think I'm confusing myself with the way these things are chaining. Yeah, if this card's tributed, so I'm not sure why he didn't add the Mitsurugi trap here off one of those monsters. But anyways, I don't know, I think that was horribly done, or maybe he doesn't play the trap. I don't know what's happening, but I guess he was more focused on bringing out this Ritual, so he added the Ritual spell instead of the Mitsurugi trap. So anyways, yeah, he summons the Futsu if I'm saying it correctly. And now because the negate ritual monster was tributed, he gets to add a ritual Mitsurugi card and also special summon itself. So yeah guys, like the Mitsurugi engine, you can basically, if you're able to, the bestials work really hard against it, because most of the time they're only playing one Futsu and then one of this, two copies of the negate ritual monster. So the bestial engine really helps, where if they either of these ritual monsters are tributed, if you can chain your bestials to these, well, if when they attempt to activate itself, or if any of these get tributed for cost, which I don't think is the case with the Mitsurugi engine. They don't get tributed for cost, but if they do, bestials really come in clutch against the engine. It really breaks it down. And yeah, I think if you're able to, I'm not sure, does this one add a Mitsurugi card? Yeah, so this Mitsurugi monster does enable them to recycle their banished Mitsurugi card. It doesn't add a spell or trap, it's card, even the monsters. So yeah, if you're able to banish this, which usually they only play one copies of each, well, one copy of this and two copies of Saji. So if you're able to banish the, what's his name, Kusanagi, if I said that correctly, and also banish the ritual monsters with the bestials, you'll be in a good position there. So yeah, in the end board, basically opponent ends on Detonator to pop 3. He doesn't have Eclipse Twin attached though, so yeah, Detonator to pop 3. Abyss Dweller to stop all graveyard effects we will want to activate. He has the ritual monster, which basically will force a card out of our hand, and also can basically do a Raigeki during our turn. And he has Ryzeal Cross, the field spell, and I think that's pretty much it. Yeah, that's pretty much it. Futsu, basically, he can just reborn a reptile Mitsurugi monster. But anyways, my opponent does not have well, as you saw, he did not add the Mitsurugi trap. I was worried that one of these cards was actually the Mitsurugi trap, which is why, like, when he used the Saji's effect to add a spell or trap, he didn't add the trap card to hand. So I thought, okay, maybe he already drew into it and one of these set cards is one of them. So yeah, it wasn't the case, but that was my thoughts. Anyways, in draw phase, we do draw into Super Poly. It's a good board breaker, but unfortunately we don't have any valid targets here, because Mud Dragon needs monsters with the same attribute but different types. So we have two Darks, but they're both reptiles. We have a Thunder Fire, we have a Pyro Light, and we have a Sea Serpent, which is a water attribute. So we have no Super Poly target to start off immediately in draw phase, so that Abyss Dweller doesn't have time to activate its effect. So we are going to be hit with Abyss Dweller, which is unfortunate. So grass is completely dead. So we enter main phase and we go Allure of Darkness, because we have Mercuria, so we want to draw into something good. But to Allure of Darkness, my opponent chains Ame. I think it's Ame. So we're going to be forced to either discard a card, or we don't discard and Allure of Darkness doesn't resolve, but we choose to let Allure resolve and we discard Grass, because Grass is dead. So yeah, we join to Bestial Rebellion and Albaz, banishing Mercuria. Mercuria here will trigger and we search Albion Shrouded, because mainly I am trying to just draw into more cards, and I wanted to set up Branded Opening in my graveyard, because remember, this Ame Mitsurugi monster basically Raigekis our field, so I wanted that protection there. So you then go Bestial Rebellion. I thought my opponent would negate this with Cross or something, but he doesn't, so this resolves. We search Bestial Magnemite. No point searching Serenia or Jerusalem, because their graveyard effects won't activate, so may as well just get that search of Mag. We then go Albion the Shrouded, where we send Branded Opening. My opponent doesn't respond with anything, and we join to Havness, which is not going to help us here, but you know, at least it's just discard fodder. So anyways, we then go Book of Eclipse here, trying to see if my opponent, the card in my opponent's hand was Ash Blossom. To this, my opponent changed Detonator, where he is going to pop Ame Mitsurugi Ritual. So that resolves, it gets popped, and everything else gets flipped face down. So the reason why I did this is because Mitsurugi Prayers will be able to reborn this onto his field. That's the reason why he popped that. And obviously, unfortunately, because Detonator did not have Eclipse attached to it, he can't pop itself and then Eclipse would trigger to just basically reborn. Even though he did have a Xyz monster in the graveyard. So yeah, he didn't have Eclipse though, so he popped the Ritual Ame Mitsurugi monster, so that Prayers. Yeah, Mitsurugi Prayers would reborn it when he can. So anyways, we then go Bestial Mag, because I know for a fact my opponent wants to reborn this. So I decided, let's force it out right now. and we go, yeah, my opponent chains Mitsurugi prayers, summoning out the ritual monsters. Now the reason why I also did this is because I was worried that one of these cards was the Mitsurugi trap, and the other card could have been an imperm, one of them. So I decided if I normal summon a Luba and all my opponent has is face down monsters, Super Poly is dead and won't help me dodge imperm or Veiler. So I decided let me use mag, force this ritual monster to get back onto the field. So yeah, luckily for us it did. So we normal summon a Luba, and if my opponent chained imperm here, we were going to be Gucci. But obviously I thought, okay, this set card here must be the trap card, which yeah, it wasn't. So anyways, Aluba searches Brand of Fusion. We then go Brand of Fusion, no Ash, so we pop off. I decide to send Albaz and Rebellion to go into Albion, and then Albion effect will fusion summon, and we banish Albaz and the second copy of Rebellion to go into Star Chaos, the Star Source Dragon, because I wanted to break my opponent's field a bit. Well, I just want to break his field. So we target the Ryzeal cross and the detonator to pop. We don't target the back row. I decide, it's fine. We want to make sure that the field spell is gone, and also my opponent's cards are face down, and I don't want to give him too many draws. So yeah, get rid of the field spell, get rid of detonator. So field spell is gone completely, no recycling, and yeah, that both duo drives are going to end up in a graveyard. So anyways, on this we go into battle phase. We destroy the duo drive. I attack the best duel. Unfortunately here, what I should have done was I was trying to force all his cards either to be destroyed or go face up. What I should have done was I should have used a Luba to destroy Abyss Dweller and then use Albion to attack into this Futsu Ritual Monster, because basically now if I attack with the Luba into this, I'm going to be taking a lot of damage. So that was a bad decision. I should have done it the other way, use a Luba to destroy Abyss Dweller and just attack with Albion into this ritual, forcing it face up, but also we take less damage. Anyways, it is what it is. So we take 1600 damage, and then in main phase 2 we obviously tribute Albion to summon Rebellion. Obviously, yeah, our fusion monster won't get its graveyard effect, but we wanted Rebellion to place branded spell, either branded loss or branded regain. But because we special summon a monster, Futsu will target a reptile monster in the grave and special summon it. He targets the Kusanagi, which he then triggers its effect, and he adds the ritual prayers, Mitsurugi prayers, to his hand. We then go Rebellion, placing loss because we do have super poly, so we want loss to act as an interruption and also just to search a card. I was contemplating on if I should add regain, but I decided, no, let's just get search of branded loss, because we are sort of in a bad position. We don't have Mirror Jade, we don't have any crazy spell or traps in our back row yet, so we decided, let's prioritize getting to search, and also brand loss can act as an interruption. So anyways, we go to end phase. Obviously Abyss Dweller doesn't allow us to activate Albion, so we have to pass. Opponent draws unfortunately into a second copy of the Ame Mitsurugi ritual monster. So anyways, he goes to main phase. He then activates Mitsurugi, which one? Yeah, ritual, to special summon from hand. He summons Ame from hand by tributing the second copy of the Mitsurugi monster. Chainlink 1, Ame in grave, and then Chainlink 2, the one on the field. So Chainlink 1 is basically going to add him a Mitsurugi card from deck to hand and reborn it if he wants to. And then Chainlink 2 is basically our Raigeki outfield. So here I decided, let's go. I went super poly, discarding the Albaz, because do we have an Albaz in grave? Yeah, we don't have an Albaz name in grave. Decided to put one there, and we're going to use Aluba and Futsu to perform a fusion summon, and we're going to Quiritus. Now Chainlink 2 resolves, which is basically our Raigeki on our field. So that resolve, we don't protect our fusions with branded opening because I want Quiritus to trigger its effect when it's sent to grave, right? So yeah, anyways, Chainlink 1 resolves. He adds prayers, but he doesn't reborn the second copy of Ame Ritual Monster. I don't think this Ritual Monster says you can only control one. Yeah, it doesn't say that. So anyways, he didn't reborn it. Cool. On res though, we go Chainlink 1 Quiritus, Chainlink 2 Lost, and we go Chainlink 3 Aluba, because remember, wait, could I went Aluba because yeah, I could, because basically Aluba did leave the field before my fusion monster was Raigeki. So yeah, basically I just did a chain block there. I targeted the Ame Ritual Monster to negate its effect, but Chainlink 4 is Mitsurugi Prayers, where he takes 800 damage, and then he can special summon a Mitsurugi monster from hand or grave, which was obviously going to be, I believe, Futsu. Yeah, would have been Futsu. So here, good opportunity for us. We went Bestial Mag targeting Futsu, and yeah, that gets banished. So Prayers is not going to resolve its effect, and he just ends up summoning Saji instead. So we summon a Luba, we search Cartesia. We didn't search Mercury or Kit because we're going to use both these cards to end up being discarded to perform a fusion summon. Anyways, we summon Albaz of Kiritis on a new chain. He doesn't use Saji's effect, so here I believe, okay, he was probably not playing the Mitsurugi trap card, which I don't know why. I'm not sure why, but yeah, it is what it is. Anyways, Chainlink 1 Albaz, and then obviously Chainlink 2 Mag as triggers effects, and we use the Ritual Monster to go into Rebellion. On a new chain, it will be Chainlink 1 Rebellion. Here we're going to discard Havness, and we're going to shuffle back one of our Albazes and Rebellion to go into Merge. I believe 3 of my Albazes were out of my deck, yeah. So, I was really stressing, like, damn, I really need to shuffle back one of my Albazes. So, anyways, here, but my opponent scoops because he did not have any Ryzeal monsters, and yeah, he was in a losing position there. I assume I'm not a Ryzeal Mitsurugi players. If you guys maybe saw a different line, do let me know in the comments below. But anyways, yeah, we take game number 1, which is crazy. The fact that we played through Abyss Dweller, the Mitsurugi Ame monster, Detonator. Obviously he didn't use the field spell, but that was crazy. Abyss Dweller itself puts us in a difficult position, and we managed to play through that. Anyways, game number 2, opening hands, you see we have a Luba, Quem, Super Poly, Harpies, and another copy of a Luba. Opponent opens Bonfire, the Mitsurugi Ame, Futsu, X Ryzeal, and Mitsurugi Ritual. So yeah, he's going full combo. I would say though, in this game 2, he did mess up somewhere. He didn't end up on the same board. He had a weird setup. I don't know what happened, but this time he did send Eclipse to the graveyard. So yeah, Detonator will have the Eclipse. Duo Drive is going to search the Ryzeal Cross, and I think he searches X as follow-up because he already has Node. Now Node here is going to reborn. So yeah, this guy was playing hard into Nibiru. If I had Nibiru, I don't know why. He should have activated the field spell first before doing anything, but yeah, anyways, so he goes the Detonators there with the Eclipse. Then he uses Mitsurugi Ritual to summon Ame, and then tributing Saji and the other guy. Wait, is it Saji? No, it's not Saji. It's Night Sword and Kusanagi. Yeah, Kusanagi. Anyways, Sword Serpent is going to reborn itself. Now that's a level 4 body. He then overlays into Abyss Dweller. So basically we have the same board here. The only difference is this one doesn't have a material. He then activates, he doesn't activate, he didn't mean to. He then goes Ryzeal Cross, shuffling back Ice and another copy of Ice to draw into Fate Value. So now he has a hand trap there. Now we draw for turn, we draw Book of Eclipse. So unfortunately Super Poly is still dead. We don't have any valid targets. All these monsters are different attributes and technically different types. So yeah, nothing there. So in the draw phase, my opponent hits me with the Abyss Dweller again, and we don't have an out to it. So anyways, we move on. We go to main phase and we activate Book of Eclipse, to which my opponent decides to chain Detonator. He detaches Eclipse Twin and he targets Duo Drive. Unfortunately here, he does not have a second Xyz on the graveyard. So basically, Eclipse Twin is not going to be able to reborn, a rank 4 body and equip a material to it, because he doesn't have a second copy of any Xyz monsters. So yeah, my opponent realizes. So yeah, his cards were going to be flipped face down, and he decided, losing position for him. He doesn't have much. All he has is this. He doesn't have any of his Mitsurugi spell cards in the back row to set up his plays for Ame and Futsu. So yeah, it was a losing position for him. We were going to eat him. We were going to normal summon Luba if he changed Veiler. Actually, wait, hold up. Yeah, I don't know why he scooped there. He shouldn't have scooped, because even though these cards do get flipped face down, if he normal summon a Luba, he can hit us with Effect Veiler, and then that's it. Yeah, we got nothing there. I would just go Harpies, destroy his back row. But yeah, he didn't know that, so he scooped. But yeah, guys, I wanted to show you this replay mainly because, game 1 was crazy. The end board of Ryzeal Mitsurugi is actually also really crazy. You have Abyss Dweller, which affects so many decks. the Mitsurugi engine, which is a Raigeki and forces a card out of your hand. Obviously, my opponent wasn't playing the Mitsurugi trap card though, which was weird, but you know that trap card is Omni Negate, which is insane. And obviously you have Detonator with Eclipse Twin and Ryzeal Field Spell, so I just wanted to show you this gameplay because it was actually crazy. I don't know how I managed to even survive game number 1. Game number 2, yeah, my opponent, he unfortunately just scooped too early. He didn't know that you know, if I just normal summon a Luba and then change the Veiler, that would have been the end of my turn. But you know, I wanted to show you this because I want to show you how exactly we can play against this. The Bestial engine is good against the Mitsurugi engine. Obviously it depends on when you activate it, and if you know, if your opponent has the Mitsurugi what's his name, prayers in hand. So yeah, Bestial engine is really good. Super Poly is not really that good right now because now they have monsters with, you know, different attributes and different types. So Mud Dragon is not a valid target. Garura would have been good against the ritual monsters, but you know, I mean, what's the point? Because if they have the Mitsurugi prayers set up, they're just going to bring it back on the field. But Abyss Dweller is very easy for them to summon. So you know, Abyss Dweller is a problem. So like, Bestials is good against the Mitsurugi engine, but to deal with Abyss Dweller and all of those stuff, you need Imperm, you need Droplet. But the issue is that, let's say in this hand I drew, instead of Eclipse, I drew into Imperm. If he goes Chain Link 1 Abyss Dweller and we chain Imperm, Detonator can just attempt to pop Abyss Dweller to protect it. You know, he could do that because Abyss Dweller detaches for cost, so it doesn't need to remain on the field. So, you know, it is a bit of a difficult situation for us to be in. So Droplet, Eclipse is good. Obviously my opponent didn't have Ash Blossom here, but yeah, Eclipse is good. Droplet would be really good, obviously, if you don't want Detonator to pop the Abyss Dweller if you attempt to chain Imperm to it. So you know, that is something to do. But Bestials, Eclipse, Droplet would also be good. Sure, most people are worried, oh crap, they have this Arme Ritual monster which can force a card out of our hand. But you know, like I showed you, if you have just one, two or three cards, you know, Aluba, Super Poly, and you know, luckily for us, opponent didn't have Ash Blossom, you can win. You really can. Obviously, just gotta understand how the decks works. You need to understand how Mitsurugi engine works, and obviously, you know, we've seen Ryzeal for quite some time now, so we know what to go through it. But yeah, guys, that is the replay. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please do like, comment, and subscribe as well. But yeah, guys, this was more of a what's the word, like a discussion, like, listen, this is Ryzeal Mitsurugi. I wanted to show you this because it was crazy, but also to show you how to play against it. Obviously, more replays I can find for you guys where we go up against Ryzeal Mitsurugi more often. Obviously, I'm going to show you how it's played. But yeah, guys, we ended up going second and we managed to win game number 1. Specifically, I wanted to show you game number 1 because that was crazy. But yeah, guys, hope you enjoyed the video and I will see you in the next one. Cheers.